All right, guys, we got an ACURA MDX changing the rear struts here. This is a 2015. We got one right here. As you can see, this one leaked out. So you got 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3 up here, and then 1 studded bolt down here. This is a 24 millimeter, but this thing is stuck, jammed in there. That's most likely going to be your case. It's not gonna budge, so sometimes it gets corroded inside. It will never come out unless you cut it. So we're gonna try to attempt to heat this baby up with this mini ductor, and let's see how that goes. So I'm gonna give this thing good like a minute, 2 minutes. This is the machine I'm using here, and we're gonna see if this comes out. So give me a moment. I'll start the recording as soon as it's nice and hot. The shit out of this bolt, and we finally got it to move, and stops again. Is that's all the corrosion inside. I'll try to go back and forth. Make sure you have a floor jack underneath. There you go. Baby's hot. All right, so I'll put some water on this, let it cool off. And meanwhile, I'll work on these 2 bolts. I'm gonna heat them also to get them out. I don't want to snap any of them. And worst come to worst, we'll take off that control arm if we have to. Seems like this strut is like that deep. It's not gonna come out that easy. So I'm gonna have to go back there too. Okay, so I can't get that bolt. I was trying to heat that up. So what I did was, this I noticed is aluminum, so it should come out easier. So I already took this off. It's a 19 millimeter, and this little guy comes right out. But we're gonna have trouble putting this back in, but we got no other choice but to do that. Let's get this guy out of here. There you go. So they're 2 different bolts. That's too thick, so you cannot put it at the wrong spot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this down. So notice how this came out this way a little bit. So when you put it back in, you're gonna have to work a little bit to push it that way. Anyways, we got 3 bolts left right down here, 2 and 1 back here, and then everything should come out. All right, so got me a long extension with a 14 millimeter. So these 3 bolts, they usually don't seize up on me. And let's see if I can get my impact gun with the socket in the proper spot. So I'm gonna start off with this hard one over here. There you go. So these never seize up on you, but you are gonna have to put them in by hand first when you put them in, so you don't cross thread anything. So we're gonna go to the last one over here. This little guy. I did not expect any of these bolts to be seized up, but it's common. I knew that was coming, especially this one. All right, so that's 2. This thing is ready to drop. There you go. So I took off my floor jack because it's not needed. The sway bar is holding it for us. So there's the leaking strut right here. There's your strut. We got this one right here, and you just want to match it up. I need that bolt. Okay, sometimes you don't want to put it in and everything is the opposite. So notice how this sits. It's got to pay attention to this, so it looks about the same, in the same angle. Should be good. So let's drop this baby back in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start up the job. I'm gonna hold this with one hand. I'm gonna put this in. Once I have one in, I'll start the recording. So just hold it up and put 1 bolt in. Okay, so what I did was I put floor jack here to hold this strut up. Put a little bit of lubrication on this bolt, and make sure you clean up the surface up on top. So what I want to do is I want to capture all 3 bolts, but I'm not going to tighten them until I get the bottom in, because that will give me a little bit of a free play to move around. So I'm going to put this bolt in too. And then we got this third one right here. And we're gonna go right from back here. There you go. Capture about 5 to 6 threads so you know it's flush and it's not gonna cross thread. 1, 2. So you should be able to do these by hand, just like that. That's done. So we can take off the floor jack and put the control arm in. What I need to do is bring this up, line everything. You see how this can move around? If you tighten these bolts up, you're not going to be able to move this around. That means you're not going to be able to align none of this stuff right down here. Okay, so the strut might bother you a bit. So if you put a floor jack here now, bring this up, everything should go out with it. And or you put the strut here, it's all up to you. So what I want to do is I'm going to get this bolt and then we'll use the floor jack here to bring everything up. And that's how that's going to be. So I'm going to put a lot of anti-seize on this so this doesn't give us the same trouble down the road. So lubrication, the anti-seize will do on this. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to move this control arm a bit down and get this bolt in. I'm going to try to catch the threads so that way there's no issues later on. There you go. Perfect. Okay, that shouldn't go anywhere. So let me just feel the back end. Yep. The bolt is right through. So this job is pretty much done. All I need to do is put a floor jack down here and bring this up so we can align this little guy. Okay, so we got the floor jack. What we're going to do is we're going to put it right in the bottom here. Okay, go ahead. Pump. My friend is here helping me. Pump. Keep pumping. Pumping, pumping. All right, stop. Okay, go ahead. There you go. And we have an issue with this little guy. So this guy needs to go down. So what you need to do is push this down. Once you get the floor jack in there, you might have to pull forward at the same time. So you're gonna have to work some magic here and then get this bolt in there. So I'm gonna go get a pry bar so I can force it forward, and then I'll have my friend just push down in here with the foot, or you can push it down from right here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use pry bar down here to straighten this up. You see that? And I'm gonna have my friend push the water down here from here, or you can just step over here. Go ahead, do that for me. Slowly. Okay, go down on the jack, floor jack. All right, that's too much. All right, stop it. There you go. Lock it, you gotta lock it up. Go up. This is gonna be the hardest part, okay, but you will get it. A little bit more. A little bit, there you go. Now let's try one more time, okay? Step on this. Okay. Again. All right, it's not aligning. So let's pump the jack at the same time. Keep your foot there. Keep on. There you go. It's going. Keep going. Can you put your foot two on top? Press a little bit harder. Can you pump it? Pump the jack too. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Pump. Okay. Keep doing that. Yeah, it's coming. Can you put? Are you putting weight to it at the same time? All right, let go of the floor jack. Just put weight on the water. Okay, so you see, it wants to line a bit, so I'm gonna have to work some magic here. All right, so I'm gonna have to probably force it with the screwdriver. We managed to get this bolt in. Make sure you get it straight and flush. You don't crash thread the bolt. There you go, it's coming out. So we use the pry bar right here. No floor, a little bit of floor jack here just to support, and then you tap it with the hammer a bit. It goes right in. But anyways, I'm gonna lock this bolt up. Hopefully this is the correct size. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna switch up my socket. Nice and tight. Okay, a lot of rust, but that would do. We did put some lubrication on that bolt, so all I need to do is tighten this and tighten this and tighten that, and we're all done, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Stay tuned for more videos, and we see you guys in the next one. All right, so I tightened this bolt, and I decided to at least show you guys this bolt. So from down here, we're gonna reach up just like that, nice and tight. Bada bing, bada boom.